Hi, and welcome to Speaking from the Center. We recorded an episode recently, and I'm going to put it into a smaller clip form. This one's a little bit on the long side, but it's our conversation about Alabama's Supreme Court ruling about IVF treatment. So here we go.
I don't hear it.
I don't hear it either.
I don't either.
How about this?
There we go.
Now I do.
Yep. That's different music.
Oh, it's the old music.
Yeah.
Going retro.
I've never heard this music.
Mikey just got tired of the other music.
What, we don't want space lasers anymore?
It had a good run.
He kind
It had a
of
good run.
went off the reservation. All right, we're here.
Hi, and welcome
Hey.
to Speaking from the Center.
From Universal Studios Hollywood.
That's where we're from.
That's, yeah, sure. We're from Hollywood. That's fine.
Fake news.
We sound like we're from Hollywood.
That's right, because we're awesome.
Welcome.
Word.
So we have a lot of stuff to get to, and we're gonna try and keep this semi-short. So
Yeah.
let's do the first thing. Pick a thing, and we'll do it.
Welcome to
Pick
Speaking
that
from
thing.
the Center. That's Tim. He's forgotten how to do this.
I'm Tim.
Jesus.
No, I'm Tim. I'm Tim.
No, I'm Tim.
Wait.
I'm Mikey.
Wait.
Damn it.
I don't think Tim could grow this, so maybe I'm not Tim.
I'm Tim.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Question
Tim,
mark.
Tim.
God damn it! I told you he reads everything that's in the prompter.
Who the hell put that
Thank you,
question mark there?
punctuation.
Let's start with your girlfriend, Nikki Haley.
Go fuck
Nimrata.
yourself, San Diego.
Nimrada.
That's
Let's see what Nimrada's got to
Not
say.
an embryo. You are talking about, to me,
Oh.
that's a life. The Supreme Court there.
Hold on. My volume
Wait,
all
one-
shitty.
oh,
Oh,
I could hear her a second ago.
I could hear it.
I heard her.
Quiet.
Said that embryos created through IVF
It is
are
quiet.
considered children and are offered those same protections.
The fuck?
Do you agree? I mean, embryos to me are babies. So,
Ooh.
those created through IVF.
You are dumb.
I had artificial insemination. That's how I had my son. Do you have concerns about the ways that could hurt people who are seeking IVF treatment? I think that we have to have those conversations. That's incredibly personal. It's incredibly sensitive. I know that when my doctor came in, we knew what was possible and what wasn't. We also took precautions of how this was going to go and how it wasn't. So we knew before we went in exactly what we were looking at. Every woman
you.
needs to know with her partner what she's looking at. And then when you look at that, then you make the decisions that's best for your family.
Wow, that
I
was a lot
can't,
of
like,
walking it
Dancing.
back, but Jesus Christ. So, a little bit of background on the nonsense this lady is speaking. Earlier this week, or this month, or this year, I don't know anymore, Alabama's
last
Supreme
week.
Court decided that frozen embryos are people, like corporations. And here's the thing. The case that they were trying was I guess a patient had gotten a hold of some frozen embryos in
Had accidentally destroyed them.
and accidentally destroyed them in an IVF treatment facility, and they were being sued for wrongful death.
Yes.
And the court had to decide whether or not embryos were people. They decided that they were. And they decided that they were the most religious way possible. And the ruling from the judge was basically a sermon.
Yeah. As it should be.
And Republicans at first initially embraced this, saying, yes, we're continuing to win. And then all the people who were like, wait, what about in vitro fertilization? And the Republicans went, oh, right, well, that's oops. And
Yep.
and now they have to do this sort of double speak where they're like, embryos are people, but we want people to have people, and IVF forces you. Well, not forces you, but the treatment of IVF is that you create a bunch of embryos and you maybe don't use them all. So do the parents or medical facility get sued? Or
Yes.
criminal charges are brought against them when they don't use all the embryos?
Oh yeah, and that's
And
Yeah.
like, tell me you don't know how IVF works without saying specifically out loud that you don't understand how IVF works. Like
They're people.
that's what kind of.
There
So
you
do
go.
you think she's gonna have quintuplets? Is that what you think is about to happen when they put in multiple embryos because you don't know if any or at all are gonna take? Like,
Yep.
like it's chum in the waters. You know what I mean? They have to lay down and harvest. You know, like they have to seed the seed. And it doesn't take all the time. So every time it doesn't take, that's just like one murder charge.
Yeah. Just the way you're saying it reminds me of that Monty Python song, Every Sperm is Sacred. Every
Well,
embryo is sacred.
and some of them are trying to, like, walk the line. I don't know which idiot fuckhead said this, but they're like, well, maybe they could do the embryos one at a time. IVF is an
No.
incredibly arduous and long process.
And so fucking complicated.
And the reason
Like,
why they
it's-
do it sort of like scattershot is because you don't know, there's like a 20% chance that it'll happen.
Right.
Yep.
You don't know.
No, I am ready
And
to push forward new legislation that all semen are people.
all semen are people.
I mean,
That means every time you put it in a sock, you've murdered 1,000 people.
Yes.
1,000.
Hundreds of
1,000.
billions of people are
Hundreds of
murdered
millions.
every millisecond.
Ollie, if you're only shooting 1,000, you might
Oh,
want to get
man,
checked
whatever.
out.
Come on,
I'm
boys.
an old man. Leave me
It's-
alone, Jim.
He's got no need for that many. I don't need a trillion every time. That's just unnecessary. And I mean, like, every single person that's having this debate is one sperm out of 20 million.
Yeah.
What are we even fucking talking about, dude? Like, you're telling everybody out loud you don't know where babies come from.
Yes.
Kind of,
Yes.
yeah.
They don't know how it works. I mean, to the Alabama Supreme Court, life begins when a man looks at a woman the right way. Like, that's where we're headed, man. Listen, I don't want to. I've been saying it. We're racing towards theocracy. Everyone who's read my wife is like, this is Handmaid's Tale, like straight up.
Get your red dresses, your white hoods.
When she heard about the Alabama Supreme Court ruling, she's like, that's like the prologue of the book.
Yeah. Art imitates life, imitates art.
So Tim, how's that move to Ireland going? Speeding up that process?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
I'm not
And for those that can't make it to Ireland, come on to Canada, guys.
like, I'm not sure what their
we're-
their plan.
Their plan is a Christian nation.
But they're not Christians.
They like to think that they are.
They
That's the
are their
thing.
own version of capitalist Christian.
Yep.
You know, like, there's like
Christianity
a new
is no longer about Christ.
No.
It's about money.
And
Well,
and
I
it's
think
weird.
it always has been, kind of.
Correct, but it's gotten even worse. Like, it's
And I know, like, this is like a room full of atheists, like, criticizing the Christians or whatever, but
yeah.
I think at some point, most of us were religious at one point. And let me tell you something. That was half the reason why I got out of religion, is because no one else was taking it seriously. You know what I mean? It was just like this cultural hangout thing, and I was like, this is our eternity. Why don't you guys care more about this? Because they don't fucking believe that shit like I did. You know what I mean? Like, they just treat it like a sports team. You know, like, you got your Christians, you got your Muslims, the weirdo fucking.
Here we go, Judaism. Here we go.
Yeah, and everyone just puts on their jersey, and then you yell for your team, right? Right.
Yeah, I mean, Mikey, you and I had a conversation with some fucking nutbag from somewhere. He basically made up his own version of religion.
Yeah.
And was like, all you need to do is pledge yourself to Jesus, and that's it.
Oh, you're talking about
No.
you're talking about my man's who didn't know what John 3:16 was, even
Yeah.
though
Non-religious people know more about religion and the history of
Yeah.
religion than regular people that believe in the religion will ever know. Like
that's why we don't
that was
believe
such a
it.
rambling statement.
That's very
but-
true.
No, but you're
Very
100% right. That's why we don't believe it. We actually
Yeah.
read it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can
Researched
tell
it.
you didn't read it because if you read it, you would be mad like me.
Actually,
Like,
If you really looked into that, you'd find out
something-
it wasn't what you thought it was.
Right.
I have
there
something
was
to
an
show off.
actual vote by Roman bishops back in the beginning of Christianity on whether Jesus was a man or a mortal. They had a democratic vote about it.
No, it was a spiritual thing.
No, damn it.
No, it was
Before then,
it
he
was
was a
super-
man.
It was super spiritual. We remember it.
Oh,
They also play tested all the different books in the Bible and said, okay, those ones are in and those ones are out.
They played.
yeah, I don't even remember how. Maybe someone here knows, but they threw out so many gospels
Yeah.
because there were
Yeah.
too many and some conflicted.
Yep.
Poor Titus.
Oh, that one doesn't play well with this one. There's a conflict between them, so we better
Right.
get rid of that one because we like this one better.
well,
So
this one
of
was already here.
one of my favorite books that I have read is A History of God.
Okay.
Totally thought you were going to say the Da Vinci Code. I'm glad you
No,
picked it.
no.
Oh,
No,
I
Da Vinci
kinda
Code
wish
was
it the Da
okay.
Vinci
It was
Code.
okay. But this is a complete history of religion, just from like a history standpoint, not from a religious standpoint. So it's a book about religion, but it's a history book, and it goes through the conception of religion from like early man all the way to like modern times, and how all the religions were born, and where they all come from.
Space.
And basically, I don't know. It depends. Scientology might be different, but
That's
Level
the true
5
one.
dragon wizard.
but before all these, before Judaism, Christianity, Islam, and before the pantheon religions, there was basically just like they believed in a sky god who just did everything.
Or
Yep.
forest spirits.
And I also I have this book too. It's readings in classic Chinese philosophy. Chinese philosophy is basically Chinese like ancient religion, and everyone kind of believed the same thing at one point, and then
No.
it all just branched off into different stuff.
Jesus was an American, first of all.
Well,
And
he was extra
gays,
white.
only
gays
if you're
are
a
bad.
Mormon.
And gays are bad because my book says
There's a gospel about Jesus having sex with a man, by the way.
No, there isn't. We took it out.
That's right.
We edited
It
that.
failed the
one.
play test.
Yeah.
Held the playtest.
That one didn't make the.
They kept breaking it.
They were too excited.
They were
We
too
had to take it out.
Oh wait, I've
Too
been
many
waiting.
people
I've been
using
waiting
hacks
forever
in
for
that
this.
one.
I was waiting forever for this.
Thrusted his pelvic into me to try to provoke me, try to elicit a reaction.
Finally, somewhere where it fits.
That's what she.
That's what she said.
I
Anyway,
beat you, Ollie.
Better not be in vitro.
if you want to have kids, don't fucking live in Alabama.
Yeah.
I think they just
And-
don't want people to live there.
Yeah, if you just don't live in Alabama, just don't live there. It's not a good state.
I'm waiting for the malicious compliance from these clinics. Like, so we have these 800,000 samples that were not used and are unclaimed. Since they're people now, we would like to claim state benefits for all of these children.
That's what I'm saying. I need my child tax credit for each
Yep,
one of them.
I need my $80 billion in tax credits for these kids.
You know what? I'm gonna start collecting my sperm, and I want a tax credit for each one of them.
Yeah.
If people are people, then we're gonna have to start doling out some cash, and I would love to be on the receiving end of some of that cash.
You're going to have to get set up like Pierce did at the end of fucking Community, though, right? cryogenically freeze those sperms.
I'm gonna get a little mini fridge in my office, and you know what? I will spend
Just a big tub.
I will spend money on a full
No. You don't have
account
to spend
over
money. The state has to spend money to supply you the stuff that you need to
Ollie.
preserve those kids.
Ollie, I have to finish my joke.
Sorry.
I think if this is the way that my life is turning, I will get like a full account over at Pornhub, you know, so that the algorithm can really work for me. I don't think I'll have the shame of going in there as a rando. I'll just come in because this is my duty. You know, I'm doing something good here. So yeah,
Duty.
algorithm me. Yeah, no duty videos, please.
You heard it here first. Mikey only watches
No.
duty videos.
No, I don't. They're gross. It's okay if it's your thing, but it's really yucky to me. I'm sorry.
Gross.
You're gonna get sick.
Don't eat it.
It
Shit.
doesn't go in your mouth.
Oh God.
I know you're
let's move-
consenting, but maybe you shouldn't.
Let's move along.
Clockwise or counterclockwise?
This is going terribly.
Yes.
Let's move along.
It is. It really is.
What's the next thing?
Too late. We're broken.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Nikki Haley. You
It'll
suck.
get stuck if you leave it in there.
God damn it. God damn it.
Well, this is, and by the way, Christians, sorry for making fun of you, but remember when you guys told us that if we allow gay marriage, people would be marrying animals? Who knew that the whole script would flip and you guys turned cum into human beings? Like, that is the crazy part. I thought we would be the weirdos, right? On the other side, marrying trees and our dogs. That's what you guys said. Bestiality was next. You motherfuckers are going to start calling fucking, like, I don't know, like...
Popsicles. People.
Yeah, like, I don't know what else isn't alive to them.
So that's the point, is they want conception to be like the moment that mommy and daddy push their parts together.
Baby.
Like
So
that's
then if it
they
just
want
does
life.
naturally
They want
doesn't
life
occur,
to be
it's
that.
murder.
That's life right there.
Which part of it? What about all the stuff that runs down her leg? You better scoop that up and save it, or else you're going to fucking prison. Like, that's where we're
That's
at. Like, what are we talking
Yeah.
about?
Our own line of specialty scoops.
Well, some absorbent pads to save you from criminal liability.
Speaking from the cum.
Maybe
Gross.
we should make a brand of condoms for Alabama. Like they have
save it for later condom.
and then they have like a legal, like, you need a search warrant to come inside this sealed condom. Like, we'll have like a little zip tie that comes with it. And then that way you can just preserve it and then throw it right in the freezer.
Yeah, and then mail it to them at some point later.
It's going to be, there'll be the SSP condoms. Save it, store it, profit.
Yeah.
Gross. It's a good thing this isn't on YouTube. I don't know if we would make it.
Well, I mean,
but
but just like when, like, me and the wife were trying and then we had a kid, people are very comfortable with asking, at least us, very comfortable asking us about our sexual activity and how much we're having and have you tried this? And it's just like, you guys are very liberal with your speech on me and my wife fucking. Like, this is very strange for you guys. So now IVF is tantamount to murder. It's like, that is a very private thing that you just assume that you can just walk into and have an opinion about.
Well, I think that's what Nikki Haley's trying to walk back, right?
Yeah.
She's trying to say that, it's supposed to be a decision between you, your partner, and your doctor. But also, I mean, the Alabama Supreme Court's going to get involved too. So, they have to walk this line. They're doing it terribly. They're doing it terribly. I think Trump has already said that, like, you have to allow IVF, and they're going to try and find like some sort of policy workaround. But Alabama has already fucked them.
Yep.
They were
small government. I always say.
they were fucked when the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. Now
Yep.
this is extra fucked.
Yeah.
Fuck all those people
This
that
is
didn't
the frosting
vote
on the
because they
cake,
were just.
proverbially.
I mean,
This is a money shot.
I forget which justice said that they're gonna go after contraception, they're gonna go after the morning after pill, they're gonna go after the abortion pills themselves. They're already trying to do that. So
Like for what though? Like what
because
do you get by people not fucking? Like I don't
More
understand.
no. See, here they don't
They
don't
want you
want
to fuck.
people. They want you to fuck. They just want you to have a kid every time that you conceive a kid.
So you want everybody to get pregnant after sex every time?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. No, they don't. They do
mean,
not. They do not want all these black and brown babies showing up everywhere. They do not want that. That is that's what I'm saying. Like this is so antithetical to what they want. Less brown and black people, more white people.
Well, yeah.
But they're doing it to all the people as if it accomplishes their goal. Like I get it. You want a white ethno state. Fine. I will acquiesce to that's what you want. But this isn't even the way to get to it. Like this is gonna make it take longer.
More condoms, more contraception.
Here's what's already
if that's what
happening.
You want, then you should do it this way.
Here's what's already happening. The people who have the means and the resources can still get abortions.
Absolutely.
The poor people who don't have the means and the resources are either getting abortions the wrong way, and it's highly dangerous, or they're not getting abortions. Yeah. And what it's going to do is it's going to just create more chaos.
It reinforces that poverty because now they got another mouth to feed.
Mm-hmm.
They won't care about their jobs. They won't care about voting. They won't care about policy, and they won't pay attention to what's being done.
Yep.
Like they don't want 90% of the population actually to pay attention to what's happening.
Right.
And that was this clip of this episode of Speaking from the Center. Don't forget to go to patreon.com/TheBinPodcast and become a patron, where you'll get the full episode in its entirety. Also, you'll get other content, like bonus content, I'm sure. We put stuff on there. Like and subscribe on YouTube, leave a comment, but, be sane and rational in the YouTube comment section. Sometimes these topics are divisive, and it's okay to have a conversation, but let's not go nuts. And we'll see you next time. Speaking from the Center.